evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, and thank you for tuning in and being here with me this evening. I hope you are all doing well and your week is going fantastic. So this week has been a very interesting week for me. I feel like there's been a lot of lessons learned, so to speak, and a lot of things happening, a lot of spirit activity, a lot of messages coming through, seemingly more than normal. And usually I'm getting a lot of messages, but it seems like there's been an overabundance of messages coming through this week. And I've had some really interesting connections that I want to share with you this evening. So I've talked on my shows about messages from spirit. I've even had callers and I've talked to them about, loved ones leaving messages, whether it be sequence of numbers or coins or feathers or songs on the radio, whatever that is. And I just feel like I've had an abundance of those this week and felt it was just something that needed to be touched on this evening for those of you who are needing to hear. And you might say, well, I have no idea what my loved ones are trying to tell me, right? So first of all, it's a matter of being in awareness. That when you ask the question, you have to be in awareness to receive the answer. So I had a situation at work that was a little bit of a struggle this last week, and thoughts kind of ran through my mind. Do I stay? Do I go? What do I do? So today, just today, so that was a couple days ago, right? So speaking of looking for the answers or needing to know what those answers are, right? So today I'm getting ready in the morning and I'm listening to a tarot reader that I like to listen to. And the message that completely jumped out at me was, okay, Gemini, just hold off on doing anything. Like, you don't need to do anything right now. You need to let this simmer and wait for about 2 weeks. Okay, message received, right? Then on my way back from lunch with a friend, I was thinking about this situation that I was dealing with, and a song came on the radio. Do I stay or do I go? I kid you not. The exact words that I had been thinking about a few days before, and there they are on the radio. So you can't say that spirit doesn't have a sense of humor, because I kind of chuckled and I said, yep, I get it. You're listening and I'm hearing, right? But it also made me stop and think about that actual statement, right? So there's just been a lot of little things like that this week. I have a friend who actually listens to the show very regularly, and she's going through a little bit of a rough time. And we were messaging back and forth. And she says, I heard this tapping on my window early in the morning, and I don't know if I was dreaming or not. And I said, no, that was your loved one coming through, and they're showing me an open window. Did you ever sleep with a window open? Oh, no, we never did. I'm like, well, there's something to that. I guess I'll have to sit on that for a little while, because nothing else at that moment was coming through. So the next day, I'm doing something at my home office, and I pick up my little calendar and I go, oh, I need to update my calendar. It still says it's last Sunday and it's now Tuesday, right? So I go to change my calendar, and what does my calendar say? Let me read it. Very uncanny. It says, open the window of your mind. Allow the fresh air, the new lights, and the new truths to enter, right? So we had just been talking about an open window. not sure what the meaning was. So I messaged her back and I said, this is it. Look at what I just got, the message I just got. So it's really about being in the awareness. When you ask the question, right, then be in awareness of receiving the answer. Again, it could be a song. It could be a conversation you have with a friend. It could be a conversation that you hear in passing. I remember a time I was walking from lunch, and I can't even exactly recall what I was thinking or what the conversation was, but the person I literally walked by at that point in time said, "It's time for you to make a move." And I stopped and I turned around and I looked, and the person was not talking to me. They were talking to the person that they were walking with, but the timing was absolutely perfect, that I heard the words that I needed to hear at the exact moment at the right time. So it's also, right, it's about being in the right place at the right time and listening, right? So being open. So when those things catch your attention, right, you automatically go to the verse of a song and it catches your attention, or the name of a song, or maybe you look at the clock and it says, 111, and you see that over and over again, right? These are all messages from our loved ones trying to get through to us saying, I have a message for you, right? And then it's about being in awareness. What was I thinking about at that moment when this thing struck me, right? And thinking about that. And if you don't pick it up the first time, say, okay, I think I missed that. Can you show me again? Because I need to understand what this was, right? Having that conversation, asking the questions, and then being in awareness to the answers that come through, because they will give you the answers, right? You just have to be in awareness to get them. So be on the lookout for all of the answers to your questions. And I hope that you find this very valuable. And this week, you get some of the answers that you are looking for as well. All right, we are going to head to the phone lines right now. Right now, we have Alana in New Hampshire. Good evening, Alana, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hello, thank you.
How are you this evening?
I don't know. I'm looking for some guidance, and I'm hoping that you can give me those answers I'm looking for.
Perfect. So do you have a question for me this evening?
Just in general, I'm feeling lost.
Okay. All right. Alana, let me just take a few minutes and tap into the energy of it and see what your loved ones and guides have to say. And while I'm doing that, there'll be a little moment of silence, and then I'll be right back with you, okay?
Wonderful. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. All right, Alana. So, yeah, I can feel that. I can feel that that emotion, or that feeling of being kind of lost. It's feeling like you have lost. How do I say this? Lost your shield, or lost your. It was like somebody in your life. It's almost like your protection, like somebody, you've lost your protection. And you're feeling kind of lost around that whole thing. And it's like somebody has stepped away, somebody has moved. There's this feeling of like a piece of you is has been taken with them per se. And it's leaving this hole, this feeling of not knowing what to do, how to be in your own space again. And so it feels like that's what's creating this feeling of lost. Um, it's what they're showing me is it's a matter of realizing who you are without this person or this group within your life. You had kind of become so ingrained with them or a part of their life. You just melded with them, right? And so it's about you being able to find your own identity again. Does that make sense?
Somewhat. I, at this point, am just mom. And both of my children require 24/7 care. So I truly don't feel like I have a personality anymore.
Right. Right. And that is, very common, right? Being a mom and having children and, making sure that their needs are being taken care of and met before your own. And you do have a tendency to almost meld into them and kind of lose your identity and lose who you are, right? So what they're showing me is being able to find your purpose outside of being a mom, because you're so much more than that, right? You wear a lot of different hats. You are a lot of different people, many different types of personalities. And so it's about kind of like peeling away that piece of it to find out who else are you, right? Because there's so many other facets of who you are in your life. And it's about trying to find even just a little piece of something to do for you, right? You get so caught up in being a mom, especially when the children are young, right? And they require so much attention and so much of your attention, that it's really hard to carve out any time for yourself. And that's really what you're missing. You're missing a little bit of that me time, right? Even if it's 10 minutes before you go to bed, right? Or 15 minutes before you go to bed. Try to carve out a little bit of time for you, right? And whatever that looks like for you. But taking that time to just sink into that feeling, right? If you can even find some time, even in an evening or maybe on a weekend, to be able to get out and maybe talk with friends, have coffee, or do something like that. It's about reinventing who you are besides being a mom, right? And if you can find that peace, then everything is going to shift and come back together. And then being that mom is going to be easier. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like what they're showing me is, of course, being a mom, you give and you give and you give and you give and you give. We're givers, and that's what we do when we're moms, or we're caregivers, right? So it's about filling your tank, because right now your tank is empty, right? And rightly so. However, you need to be able to fill your tank so that you can take care of them, so that you can continue being the role of mom. Because if you can't fill your own tank and find some happiness and joy about who you are as a person, and your tank is empty, then you can't care for your children in the way that you want to be able to care for them.
I'm just wondering if there is a particular direction that I should be going in or focusing on at this point, because there are so many different facets to my identity, I guess.
Right.
I'm looking for that purpose.
Right. Okay, hang on here. Let me see. I hear the word creative. There's a part of you that wants to be creative. You want to create. So whether that is I feel like there's an artistic piece to this, an artistic component to this. My arm is going back and forth. It's like I want to paint, or I want to write, or even color, right? It's like there's some motion with the hands and the arms. And they're showing me like dancing, right? Even ease, and this is something that you can even do at night, right? You can put on some music and you can just gently flow with the music and sway your body, move your arms, right? There's this creative spirit in you that is wanting to come out.
Okay.
It's about gentle movements. It's like gentle brush strokes is kind of like what they're showing me, right? It's just very flowing, very gentle. So it's not like getting out and hiking or anything like that. It's very gentle. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting like a big yes on this dancing, on this body movement of this flow, right? It's just about it's about moving the body. It just feels like you're very stagnated. And so by moving the body, by flowing, it kind of gets everything moving within the body, even the digestive system, right? Moving the fluids, moving, just moving everything so that energy can flow back through your body again.
Okay.
And so, yeah, finding that creative piece. Something that makes your heart sing, right? So when you sit down to think about that creative piece, it's about asking yourself, looking at that thing and saying, wow, would this make my heart sing, right? Does this feel light and airy to me? And if the answer is yes, then that's what you move forward with. But if it feels kind of heavy and dense and sticky, then that's not going to be the one for you. Okay? So ask your soul, ask your body. I know that sounds very strange, but just ask your soul, ask your body, is this something that would make you sing? Is this something that would make you feel good? And you're going to get an answer. Your gut is going to tell you yes or no.
And is there anything in particular that I should be doing to reach true communication with my spirit guides, or is it just going to be more patience?
what it is right now is that your brain and your being is so blocked because you have so much going on. You have no space or no room to be able to connect. And so by being in that creative mode, by dancing, by flowing, by finding 10 or 15 minutes of peace, to be able to turn your brain off, to be able to hear them speak, okay? Because it's there, right? And they are speaking to you. It's just that you have a lot of noise and confusion going on in your head. And when it's so clogged, we're not able to get to that space and place, okay? So again, that creativeness, that movement, find something that can occupy your mind in a easy way, right? Like painting, or even sitting and doing dishes. If you can sit and do dishes and just kind of turn your mind off. I'm getting monkey mind. If you can turn that off so that you can be free and open to listening.
I worked as a dishwasher for a good long while, so dishes won't do it for me. But I guess the concept.
It's the concept, exactly. I love a dishwasher too, believe me. But it's just a matter of being able to quiet the mind, right? Again, even like taking 10 minutes before you go to bed, right? Sit, turn some music on that calms you, that resonates with you, and just try to sit in the moment. I'm being shown that you need to do something active, like take a pad with a pad of paper and a pen and scribble, okay, as you're listening to the music. Doesn't have to be anything, but it's like it's occupying your mind so that spirit can come through and speak with you, okay?
I think that's something that I keep thinking, maybe on the outskirts of my mind, it's kind of getting through that would be the direction I need to be going. But
Yeah.
I still haven't done it, so.
Yeah. It's actually just about you sitting down and doing that, because they're trying really hard to get through to you.
And I'm trying really hard to listen, so it's.
Well, yeah. And there's a point of trying too hard. And I know that sounds really strange, but
there's many times over.
Yeah. So it's about being able just to relax your mind, relax your body, and let whatever comes through come through. And you know what? If nothing comes through the first night, that's okay. Don't put pressure on yourself. Try it again on the next night. Because if you get into that rhythm, right? And especially if you do it at the same time every day, then spirit's going to know, oh, wait a minute, this is our time. All right. It's 9 o'clock. She should be sitting down anytime with her music and getting ready to talk to us. Right. So it becomes easier and easier. The hardest part is just taking the step to do it.
Right.
Okay. But again, I'm really getting that you need to do something. You need that movement.
Tai Chi.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Yep. Because what it's doing is it's giving your mind something to occupy, but not so much that you have to think about it, and then that's when your brain kind of releases, and then you're able to hear what is being said, what is being spoken. Okay.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Giving me the verification that I needed, that I guess I have been hearing correctly all of this time, but just not following through on.
There you go. It's about follow through. Absolutely. Well, Alana, we're coming down to the last few seconds of our show. So I want to say thank you so much for being a part of the show tonight. I hope it's been helpful.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much.
You're very welcome. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, that does it for me, everyone. Thank you so much for being here this evening. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. It's almost the weekend. Do reach out to me on my Facebook pages at Julie YeagerWalker Medium or Your Time to Shine, or you can always reach me for a reading if you would like, personal one-on-one reading at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.